Yo, what's going down, Green Screen Entertainment fans? Your boy Jay Green back again, and right now I'm going to give you my review for The Adam Project. Now, this is a Netflix movie, and it stars Ryan Reynolds, Catherine Keener, Zoe Saldana, Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Gardner is up in this piece, and we got Walker Scobell. And this movie was directed by Sean Levy. Now, Sean Levy is an amazing director slash producer that brought us such things as Arrival, Free Guy, Stranger Things, and the Ice Cube and Charlie Day classic, Fist Fight. Alright, y'all. Now, for those of you out there who have no idea what the Adam Project is all about, we got Ryan Reynolds. He's a time-traveling pilot. Now, he's from 2050, right? He's got to go back to 2018 to visit his younger self because in the future, he gets into hot water with his employer. They got a bunch of pink slips for his little cubby box. He's about to get fired.
Terminated. No, please, no, I cannot be fired. I'm fired.
So he needs his younger self's DNA to get his ship up and running again so he can make a bunch of different time jumps so he can find the love of his life. He can fix the past so the future is not destroyed. Damn, this guy's got a lot of weight on his shoulders, you feel me? Now, IMDb would have you believe that that's basically what this entire movie is. Just some simple time jumps, trying to correct the past so the future is not destroyed. But that's on the surface. Underneath, this movie is actually quite heartwarming. We have Ryan Reynolds and his younger self kind of communicating and talking about the loss of a family member and how they chose to grieve over that family member and what that did to another family member. I'm not going to give you too many spoilers because it's actually a pretty good movie. I think y'all should check it out. Now, with that said, let me tell y'all a few specific things that I thought worked very well and some things that maybe didn't work so well, right? One is going to be the director and Ryan Reynolds. These guys come together and they make magic. If you've recently seen Free Guy, the movie they just came out with a few months back, you know that movie was phenomenal. And if you haven't seen it, what the hell you been doing with yourself? Go check that movie out. Now, Sean Levy really understands Ryan Reynolds' comedic genius and his comedic timing because they fit perfectly together in this film with a whole new premise, right? And the kid, Walker Scobell, that he's working with is really going toe-to-toe with Ryan Reynolds, which reminds me a lot of Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland. When they did their little casting calls for Spider-Man, I heard that Tom Holland was really going toe-to-toe with Robert Downey Jr., and that's why he got the role. And I'm pretty sure it was working the same way for this kid right here. Now, a few of the other things that really worked for me was Jennifer Gardner, Mark Ruffalo, and Zoe Saldana, of course. And Catherine Keener was pretty fly too. Now, with Zoe Saldana, Mark Ruffalo, and Jennifer Gardner, they are key characters in the film. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they do, but just understand that their acting chops and, of course, their chemistry that they have with everybody as they're working with them on screen, you need that for this movie to work. It does center on Ryan Reynolds and his younger self, but even though they're great and they're entertaining, if those side characters aren't really pulling their weight and bringing you in emotionally, because these are some of the people that they have to reconcile some things with based on how they chose to grieve about those family members and whatnot, then the story really doesn't work. It doesn't pull your heartstrings. It doesn't pull you in. And I thought that they all did very, very well with that. Now, for a few things that didn't really work that well for me, one is going to be Catherine Keener. We're talking about Ryan Reynolds' boss from the future. We never really find out throughout the entire film, why are you so mad at Ryan Reynolds? Enough to chase his ass into a different time, shoot him, and all that type of stuff. What the hell did he do? Did he steal your project and try to take credit for it? Did he park in your space, make you walk hella far to work? What was it? And because we never understand her true motivations and why she's so pissed at him and all that jazz, she's not really that entertaining whenever she steps on screen. She does a good job, but just not really that entertaining. The other thing is, I understand this is a Netflix movie, but Netflix got major loot. And the de-aging effect was very much so like early 2000s, late 90s, if you will, to me. I thought the de-aging for Catherine Keener when she goes back to talk to her younger self and all that wasn't really that good. And that's another thing. In a lot of time travel movies, the villains usually do the same thing, which I'm not mad at. They go back, they talk to their younger selves, give them all the stock tips, who's going to win the horse race, stuff like this. Not a problem. The only thing is, those people that do go back, you know their motivations, and they got a little bit of a swag to them, so at least you're entertained as they're trying to meet up with their younger person, convince them, no, you're not dreaming, this ain't, a hoax. I'm really you, and this is what you're finna do in the future. We didn't really get that with this Catherine Keener. Her younger self was just like, okay, I guess I'll do this, and all of a sudden she turns into a Billy Badass. I don't know if I'm buying all that. And of course, the same thing jumps off with Ryan Reynolds and his younger self, right? His younger self chilling at the crib, just playing some Donkey Kong or whatever it is, and all of a sudden he hears something crash outside. He goes to investigate. Next thing you know, he sees Ryan Reynolds creep up in the house. He's bloodied up in his midsection. He's doing this, he's doing that. He's searching all around the house. And this kid is actually extremely chill. I mean, fuck. Macaulay Culkin was home alone, right? Two bandits show up and he's got the whole house booby trapped ready for murder. mayhem. And this motherfucker's like, hey, yeah, my dog really likes you. I don't know if I'm buying that, man. If I was a kid at home and some dude broke up into my house, I don't care how nice you are, I'm calling the fucking cops. Now, before I get up out of here, I'm going to give y'all two things that I want you to pay attention to, right? Like I said, on the surface, this is just a nice little action, little sci-fi, little time travel film. But deep down inside, the story is really about the people around you are the people that you need to hold as close as possible. We're not always going to get time back. So if something is going to jump off in the future, we're not going to know about it. You don't want to waste time being mean or stubborn or cold-shouldered, right? Never go to bed angry, stuff like that, right? And if something should happen negative where you might lose someone, it's going to hurt like a mug. But just remember, you're not the only one in pain. There's other people around you that are grieving and that are in pain as well. And so instead of just being cold and in your own head like Bruce Wayne shutting everybody off, right? What you want to do is you want to go and hold that person's hand, pull them tight, give them a nice little hug, and let them know that they're not alone in that pain and that drama. And that's why this movie is so heartwarming. The other thing that I thought was pretty legit was also because his dad, Ryan Reynolds' dad, when he was young, made him a game. He's playing this game as a kid when the future Ryan Reynolds shows up. This is not a spoiler, but I thought it was pretty cool that they showcase his game when he's a child. And as the movie goes along, there's a through line that he's an amazing pilot. And you can tell from the plane that he was flying in the very beginning of the film that it looks just like the game. So his dad had some type of inspiration with that plane. And that's why he's such a good pilot, because his dad kind of gave him that knowledge with the simulation game from the very beginning. It's one of those cool kind of loop around situations. And I thought that was pretty fly. Yo, other than that, I think this movie is great. Check it out. It's a whole family film. Ryan Reynolds doing his thing. Kid's great. Jennifer Garner's great. Mark Ruffalo's great. They ain't in it together, but they're still great, right? It's on Netflix. Other than that, your homie Jay Green, I'm out.